Apple and Google are quite famously rivals, especially over the privacy space. Apple's bringing out iOS 15 with lots of new privacy features. Although this directly takes aim at Facebook, we've talked a lot on STC about how Facebook is being targeted by Apple's new privacy ads and stance. Google is a big part of this as well. Now, what a lot of people might not know is that Google pays a large amount of money to be the default search engine on Apple Safari. At the moment, it pays $10 billion to be part of the Safari browser, to be the default search option for anybody who uses Safari. This, according to Bernstein analysts, is going up to $15 billion and then up to $20 billion in 2022. So huge numbers here in this search deal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not at all surprised that Apple are using Google search in Safari. I am surprised by the numbers involved. But I am also a touch surprised from the privacy angle. So what is Apple doing to protect user privacy when it's using the most non-private of search engines, Google?
Well, obviously, when you use Safari, you have anti-tracking technology in place there. So you do have the privacy protection. What the real issue is that people not necessarily knowing that they're using Google even as a default search engine on Safari. So every time you do a search on Safari on your iPhone, it might not even be obvious when you're doing that, or if you use Siri to do a search, you're actually using the Google search engine to do so. That is an issue almost on principle more than anything else. Google is a company that makes a lot of money from this search deal with Apple. Google is able to place mobile ads on Google, and a large amount of its searches actually go through iPhones as well. So as an iPhone user, if you really, really want to be as private as possible, you should actually be using alternatives such as DuckDuckGo, which may not be as functional as Google, but it is much more private as an option.
And I have much less of an issue with Google as a search engine than as a browser. If you search for a holiday in Spain, you're going to get ads for holidays in Spain. That's okay. What's more nefarious is the trackers that are trying to work out that you might be the kind of person who goes on holiday to Spain and then seeps adverts into your Facebook kind of stream just to try and sell you this stuff without you realizing. And I guess if Apple was sitting in this call, what they'd say is actually what Safari's doing with DuckDuckGo support is blocking trackers, stopping cross-site tracking. So Google as a search engine is much less of a revenue generator than Google as a search engine operating in tandem, say, with Chrome.
Yeah, I'll throw this one out to you, Kate, then. Should Apple buy DuckDuckGo?
Well, it has actually been talked about either Apple launching its own search engine or buying DuckDuckGo. I don't know how DuckDuckGo would feel about that themselves. But at the moment, it's not really advantageous for Apple to do so because it's making a lot of money itself out of this search deal. The two are still working very closely together. And although this has the attention of regulators, we'll just have to see what happens there.